Hey guys, I'm Tyler and welcome to a Learn the Logic series videos where I talk about something that I designed and why I did it that way. Today, we're going to talk about why I made this chop saw hood. If you guys are new here, you should hit that subscribe button so that you never miss when I upload a new video. So what problem did I solve in building this chop saw hood? We all know that there is a massive amount of airborne dust created by these chop saws, and in my basement shop, it was simply too much and I needed to do something about it. So I created this little hood that has a 4-inch port for a dust collector in the back, and it does an excellent job of capturing most of the dust right at the back of the blade. Did I create any new problems by putting this hood on? It does make it a little bit harder to bevel the saw, but I've done that exactly 2 times ever since I started woodworking, and that was for the range hood up in the kitchen. So if I do have to do a bevel, I tend to pull the saw away from the wall a little bit and back the box off, and that gives me the range that I need. I can do miters just fine. I got plenty of room for the miters. It's just when I need to tilt this off for a bevel that I run into a bit of an issue. How much did it cost me to build this hood? Almost nothing. The material was reclaimed from, I think, the old workbench that I had against the back wall. So this cost me nothing. And really, for someone to build this, it would probably take a half a sheet of plywood if you wanted to start from scratch. Materials I use, this is 3/8 plywood, and I have some 3/4 inch material that holds the hood onto the saw itself. How did I build this hood? This hood is built with just butt joints, wood glue, and brad nails. Let me take you inside here and I'm going to show you how I made the little brackets that hold on to the stand itself. So you can see here, this piece of wood is offset from the base of the hood, and this slides into the stand section of the miter saw. And it's also inset from the wall just a little bit. This is 3/4 inch material. This is just brad nailed and glued right here, and then it's screwed from the bottom through the bottom of the hood to hold this piece into place. And there's 2 of them, one here and one over on this side as well. These pieces actually slide into the stand of the miter saw. These pieces that are now bolted to the miter saw are part of this stand. They do not come with this saw, which is a DeWalt DW715. Important dimensions for this build. The outside of this leg to this leg is 23 3/4 inches, and again, this is probably going to vary from saw to saw. The box itself, again, is made out of 3/8 inch material, and it is 24 3/8 wide, which is wider than the outside of this, and that's very important. The box is 14 deep, and it is 19.5 tall. You do need to take into account some clearance on the top of the hood to allow the saw to miter around correctly. You'll see here it's a little bit bigger on the right, and that is so when I miter to the right side, there's clearance for the motor. On the left side, you don't have that issue, so you do lose a little bit of efficiency having that big cutout here, but it's definitely worth it for the extra dust collection that you do get. Would I build this again if I had a chance? Absolutely. This thing has been utterly fantastic. I'm only going to be getting rid of it soon because I'm going to build a miter saw in this area here. If I was to do it again, the only thing I would change is I believe I would make the hood itself a little bit thinner, not so deep, so that the saw wouldn't stick out so far from the wall. From here to the back of the wall is about 31 inches, and I think I could get another 5 or 6 inches if I simply made the box a little bit shorter. That might take away some of the circular airflow that sucks dust back in, but I'm not really sure. So that's it for the logic on the chop saw hood, but I'd like to take this opportunity to show you guys some of the viewer projects that were sent in to me based on ideas that I have around the shop. It's always really special for me to see some of the stuff that you guys have made off my ideas, so if you do build something, shoot me an email with a couple pictures. It means a lot. So the first thing I'd like to show you is a jewelry box from a guy named Chuck. He made a jewelry box like I did for my wife out of walnut. It's very curious how this walnut's so much brighter than mine, so I'm actually not totally sure it's walnut, and I believe that is what Chuck told me when he sent me this email. But that turned out super awesome. I do want to point out that Chuck used butt joints instead of box joints like I did, but that just goes to prove that you can make absolutely beautiful pieces of furniture without having a huge shop full of tools. This next project is from my buddy Dave H. He's based overseas in the military. He actually sent me an American flag flown on a B-52 bomber after I built my flagpole video. He sent me this picture of a table he made out of some species of mahogany. Turned out absolutely beautiful, and he wrote a beautiful story about this, explaining how this was a dirty piece of junk wood that he found, brought back to life, and made this stunning piece of furniture out of. Thank you, Dave, for sending me that. Thank you again for your service and your friendship. And this next thing is not really based on something that I did, but Vocha or Voca Alloy, guy named Jerry based out in California. He made me these push sticks, super awesome. Can never have enough push sticks, and I definitely go through them here and there, cutting the bottom off. So thanks for sending these out, Jerry. Very, very nice of you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hammer that thumbs up button and please subscribe if you haven't already so that you never miss when I upload a new video. I'm DIYTyler. You guys have a good one.